Hi, Collective. It's Intuitive Pisces Moon. And today I just want to do a self care check in. So I want to check into the collective energy, see what we have going on. What can we do to better our situations for ourselves? So, what are we in need of individually? That's what I want to tap into today. So, I just want to thank you all so much for being here. I do truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. And let's get into it. All right. So, Spirit, we are tapping into the collective energy today. And just want to see what it is that we are in need of for our own self care. All right. What do we have? We have the why. Okay. So some of us are going back and thinking on why we started doing something in the first place. So I'm gathering that in this space, we feel similar to the Nine of Wands or even the Ten of Wands. Like we've been beaten up, we've made it this far, and some of us even have given up or want to give up really bad and just want to kind of go back and try to remember why we started doing something in the first place. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have observer. Okay. So some of us are not in a doing phase, we're more in a watching and learning phase. So this could be observing other people that are doing what it is you're trying to do. It could be observing, talent, that sort of thing. But that's good that we've come to the conclusion that that's a space that we need to be sitting in at the moment. Maybe the doing was burning us out and we just couldn't figure out why we weren't progressing anymore. So we decided to observe. All right, so we have building blocks and yin energy. So this is the feminine energy. The yang is the masculine. And then we also have building blocks. So with the building blocks card, this is us realizing that whatever foundation that we had previously did not hold up to the test of time. So now that I'm kind of looking at this all collectively here, it appears that we have had something crumble and release. Okay? And again, I did very much feel the 9 and 10 of Wands, where we have just been to hell and back, is kind of what I'm getting. And we let a lot of things crumble. And now that we're at the bottom of that rubble pile, that's where we're tapping into these two actions here, which is why did I start doing this in the first place? And I'm just going to observe for a little while. And then what we're going to get into is building our new foundation, which is much stronger this time because we know what lasts and what doesn't last. And this is very much tapping into our feminine energy in the process. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the never-ending story. So yeah, for some of us, this feels like some action that's happened to us before. So like the never-ending story. So for example, you've built something time and time again, and it keeps crumbling, and you don't know why you keep going back and trying to rebuild it when it seems that every single time, no matter what you do, it falls apart. So this feels like your never-ending story. But the difference is now we're taking our time. We're observing. We're thinking about, why am I doing this? And then building. And I feel that maybe these are the parts that we're missing in previous attempts to rebuild whatever it is that we've been building towards. So let's tap into this a little deeper and see what we have. I am going to get into the tarot for this. And it's really funny because I did flip over the first card and I pulled the 10 of Wands. Accidental, not, but there it is. I'm going to leave it out. Because again, I very strongly picked up on that card. I knew it was going to come out. That's just us feeling overstressed, overburdened, carrying around too much and wondering why? Why am I doing this to myself? All right, so let's keep going here. All right, let's get over to this Y card. All right, that wanted to come out. Got the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so that's having patience in knowing that what seeds you've planted are going to grow. They're going to grow. You have that faith. All right. We got the King of Pentacles. And 2 bonus cards. Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands. All right, that's beautiful energy. So why did we start doing it? Some of us started doing it for money, for the leadership. That may not have been the best way to start something. So let's just say this is what we're building. We're building an empire. But we didn't do it the right way. And I'm not saying that whatever you did was wrong. I'm not here to judge whatever you did, because we all learn lessons in the process, okay? Maybe you picked a partner that you thought you could build with, and they turned out to do more taking than giving, you know? I mean, maybe you got into a business with a partner or with even a group of people, and their vision was just different than yours. And maybe you've tried this a couple of times, and it just hasn't worked out. Now, with the 2 knights here, these are offers, okay? However, they can also be us rushing towards things. With the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, these are both very fast-moving energies, okay? They're rushing towards something. Now, I don't necessarily see these being solid offers, okay? So this could be kind of part of that past energy where I rushed in and thought that I could complete this with my passionate energy, with my intellectual energy, but I was missing something. There was some aspect missing. And with this king being here, now if I had the King of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles, it would be a solid offer, okay? So we'd be building these blocks on an unquestionable base. It would be totally solid, okay? Being that the king is here, you've surpassed the knight status, which I love, because again, you've kind of learned what not to do. Okay, what offers do you receive? Is it from someone who says they have a lot of passion for this business you're creating, but then they flake out on you? Or is it somebody who really has a lot of intelligence and helps you build, you know, other parts of your business that require the use of your head, your wit, your energy, that sort of thing? But again, they come in fast and then they leave just as fast. So what we were lacking was this solid, stable foundation. And knowing that within that, it would bring us abundance and security. And this is also a masculine energy with leadership. So this could be kind of your toss-up between 3 different energies that are coming towards you and or leaving and going away from you. And you're now speculating each person or situation as it comes or as they come, and figuring out what is going to stay for the long haul and what's just going to pick up and leave right as we get it started and not be able to finish it. Okay. So this could also be a love situation. All right. I don't want to throw that out there as not being a possibility, but you know, it could go multiple ways. The way I was explaining it was kind of more of in a business sense, like we were building a business together. But I'm seeing that you need something to rely on. You know, it's taken me to that song, and I couldn't even tell you what song it is. I think it's a remake of like a Beatles song. But anyways, that is why you're doing something. Because you want something stable. You want a firm, solid foundation to begin a new thing with. Okay? And with this 7 of Pentacles here, this is us needing to exert patience. And that's difficult because we want our seeds to grow, especially because it doesn't feel like this is our first rodeo, you know? And so we're going about it. We're trying to figure out what it is that we want out of this phase of our life, okay? let's get back over to the tarot and look at the observer. So we are observing right now. And with observing, we're observing other people who are doing what it is we're trying to do. We're observing our own actions and possibly the actions of others. Okay? We're just observing at this time. We're not ready to build yet because we're kind of in the thinking phase and the watching phase. Okay? Then we get to the doing phase. So let's see what we have as the observer. Please, Spirit, what do we have for the observer? Okay. The Ten of Swords. Ouch. All right. Well, kind of as I gathered, and as weird as the analogy is, I told you that it felt like your stuff crumbled, whatever you had built previously, and now you're at the bottom looking and wondering why. This right here solidifies that. There is a very strong possibility that whatever happened previously failed, and not only did it fail, but it could also have come at the hand of another. Again, I did pick up on kind of these night energies that came in and wanted to take more than give, and came in, you know, acting like they were passionate about something or wanted to do something with you, and then ended up flaking out and not actually following through on a situation. Now, that's bad enough in itself, but to have 10 swords in your back, lying there, dead, this is basically death. The good news is you cannot go any lower than you are currently sitting, which is why you're now observing and wondering why. Why did I start this in the first place? Okay? This is a perfect place to sit and wonder why before you start building new. Because again, if you were to jump up and just start building, you'd still have all these heavy burdens to carry. You'd still have all these knives in your back. And do you think that your foundation's going to be solid? Likely it's not. So along with this Ten of Swords comes an ending and a completion of a cycle. But it also brings renewal. It brings new beginnings. Okay? So you don't have to worry about sinking any lower because you can't possibly sink any lower. Again, I'm not judging anyone in their life situations. I'm reading what the cards are telling me. All right, what else do we have to go with this pile, please? All right. The Fool came out. Kind of wanted to go in reverse. Okay? I'm going to leave it in reverse because it felt like, again, you're stabbed in the back. You're at the bottom of the pile of rubble that collapsed. You're not ready to move forward yet. And I did gather that, okay? You're busy dying. You're not ready to rise up and start something new just yet. You're kind of, and I'm not going to use the word revel, but you sort of are reveling in this. Let me sit in this feeling for a minute and experience it, and then once I'm ready, I'm going to let it go and move on, and then this will flip, and we'll say I'm ready to move forward now, okay? So, with the Fool, when it's in reverse, I always think like, okay, I'm not stepping off that edge. Maybe I'm too scared to step off that edge. I don't want a new beginning yet. I'm not ready. I'm holding myself back. You know, there could be distractions, but in this situation, I don't feel that to be the case. I feel that the reason we're not moving forward yet is because we're reveling in these feelings that exist, okay? With some kind of betrayal, with some kind of failure that did not move forward as planned, and we're not ready to move forward yet because we need to kind of sit in this energy for a bit. All right, what else do we have? Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. We have a match now. So you understand now that you need balance and reciprocity when it comes to getting involved in a situation. So I'm gathering that there was not any of that in this previous situation, okay? But you know now that that is what you require. It's not a boundary, it's a requirement. You're saying, guess what? If you guys show up and you're ready and you say, I want to help and I want to do this and that, show me. Okay? Put that into action. Because I'm not being left again with this swords in my back. So, Queen of Pentacles. Now we have a counterpart here to the King of Pentacles. All right? And then an Ace of Cups, which is a renewal in love. So, even though we may not physically be ready to step forward yet and build any blocks, we're almost there. We just need to stew on this situation a little longer and remember why we started it in the first place. And what that's going to do is that's going to propel us forward. And that's going to get us to the place that we're trying to go. Okay? And that is with a passionate renewal in love. And I love that because this also says emotional awakening. Okay? So nothing over here denotes anything emotional related. So I'm also seeing that that's something that's arising from this betrayal. Okay, we now have our equal balance of masculine and feminine energy. Okay, over here we're starting to master our pentacles and our stress levels and our intellectual intelligence and learn betrayals, unfortunately. Sometimes the hardest lessons are those betrayals because we think we can trust someone and then they turn out not to be of our best interest. You know, they are for themselves and that's all. And they didn't care what they did on the way to get what they wanted. So the good news is you've seen the patterns. You're learning from it. Now you're ready to get up from your disheveled state here. Pull the swords out of your back. Put the burdens and the stress down and say, I'm ready. Let's rebuild this and let's do it from a solid foundation this time. All right, so what do we have for this building blocks and the solid foundation? Okay. We have the Hanged Man and the Page of Cups. Okay. So some of you might be a little afraid to take this next step, which is, still the Fool in reverse there. Some of you are kind of uncertain, have a lack of direction. You're still thinking, you're like, I need to think about this a little longer. Okay? Maybe I'm not ready yet. But the thing is you're stuck. You're stuck here, so even if you take a few extra days or months or however long you need, you're stuck there. So might as well make the best of it. It looks like some of you are even daydreaming while you're there. Thinking of ideal situations. All right, let's see what else we have for this pile. All right, the Seven of Swords in reverse. So there could have been a person, the one who put those swords in your back, who's regretful. And there might be some truth that's being revealed during this time, a confession. So somebody wants to come forward and say, look, I did that. I stabbed you in the back and I'm so sorry. It was me. And you may not get that confession. Okay? It might even be masked as a love message. Somebody might come forward and say, but I love you. And then the apology might slip in later. We'll see how this goes. Let's keep getting a couple more. Ten of Cups. Yep, somebody wants a happy ending, happy life, emotional fulfillment. Okay, that one wanted to flip. And the Knight of Pentacles. And there's that solid offer. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, okay, interesting turn of events here. Someone from your past who may have deceived you, may have stolen from you, may have put those swords in your back and left you for dead, may come forward and want to apologize for that. Now, this could be them stuck in this hanged man position, and they're contemplating how to come forward to you because they do truly see you as wish fulfillment, happiness, and want to make you a solid offer. However, this could also be you. Let's just put this out there because, you know, some of us self-sabotage, okay? Let's just say actual people didn't do this. Let's just say you did it to yourself, okay? I'm not gonna not mention it because I know that that is a possibility. Some people do that and I see them and I watch them do it and I'm just like, oh no, why are you doing that? Like, you could have kept going that way and gotten everything you wanted, but you're scared or not wanting to move forward, and so you're chopping your own legs off is what it looks like, you know? So if this betrayal did not come from someone else, it came from your own hands. So take that as it resonates. If there's no person out there that was kind of stealing from you or not wishing the best for you, then they may come forward with an apology and reveal a truth. However, this could also have been your self-sabotage. So that's part of the why in the observer, okay? As we're building our new foundation, we're assessing our own BS. We're looking at who doesn't belong in our life, who should be there, who shouldn't, and also, what am I doing to contribute to this mess, you know? So you're calling yourself out on your BS. All right, I love that. So let's get into this yin feminine energy. What do we have for this? Oh, the Empress, there she is. There is the personification of the divine feminine energy. I love it. That's beautiful. Very nurturing. Fertility. There's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune, this is, it's your time. Okay? You've completed a cycle over here of whatever, God, the word fuckery came up, whatever fuckery was involved back there, and you're done with it, and you're flipping the script. You're building your new solid foundation, and you're done with the deception and the thievery, even if it was at your own hand. Okay? We've got the Page of Swords and the Four of Cups. Okay. So, with the Four of Cups, this is like not wanting whatever was offered to you. And so I love this because this is a lady sitting in the park with a cat, it looks like, on a radio, and she's meditating. So this can mean like discontent and indifference, but to me it also means I know what I want and I'm not going to accept anything less. So you can keep putting these cups in front of me, but if they don't contain in them what it is that I want, then I don't want it. That's my indifference, like meh. This card very much is a meh card. But you see how she is just in her own world right there. So you could keep putting these cups down. If I don't want the cups, I'm not drinking from the cups. You know, I already know what's in them. I don't like it. And then with the Page of Swords, you know, this could also be... I'm trying to think of like how this would relate. This to me is like somebody who's ready for action and may not always say or do the right thing, But they're curious and they want to help. So you may get somebody that comes up to you, an experience that wants to help you. This could also be you wanting to connect to your inner child. Okay, I like to see pages as your inner child. Your inner child needs love. Your inner child needs communication. So take that as it resonates with you in your situation. Do you need to connect with your inner child? All right, we got the 9 of Pentacles. Beautiful place to end. Because guess what? Your 7 of Pentacles that you were waiting on over here flourished. Now you're at the 9 of Pentacles, which means, man, you made it. You have material security. You are self-sufficient. Your efforts have been rewarded. Like, you did it. You did the thing that all this adversity over here tried to prevent you from doing. You are here, and this is beautiful. All right, let's jump into some practical self-care and see what we can add to this. Let's go over to the why. What do we have for the why? The why we're doing something. Why are we doing stuff? All right, love your journey. Be open to the idea of loving you. Okay, so this is a position of self-love. Okay? And when we are carrying around other people's ish, it's sometimes a sign of self-sabotage, okay? So we're putting down the burdens, especially the burdens of others, removing the swords that potentially stabbed us in the back, and getting up from it and saying, I love myself too much to allow this to continue. I'm filling my own cup up. That's what this is. I love myself. I love my journey. I'm doing this for me. All right, what else do we have? For the observer, what do we have to go with this pile? Okay. We have denial. Denial to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addictions. Okay. Yep. I was picking up on that because, again, we got stabbed in the back. We're not ready to move forward yet. And some of this may be denial. You know, again, let's talk about the denial. So we talked about either the 7 of Swords, which is thievery, you know, trickery, conniving type stuff. And because it's in reverse, somebody might be confessing and apologizing for something, you know, truth revealed, regret over what I did. Now, with denial, this could be maybe you trusted that person and I'm in denial of the fact that they actually could do this to me. Or if it was my own self-sabotage, I'm denying that I'm accountable for that, you know. So just be careful with that as far as that's concerned, because, you know, denying something doesn't make it go away. In fact, let's just say you deny, and you go back and you trust this person again. Do you think that this situation is going to happen again, which is why we've repeated this cycle over and over again? If it was you that was self-sabotaging, you know, of course, we all want to deny that we would ever do anything wrong. You know, that's a slippery slope as well. So we're being called now not to deny what's happened. Go back and look at it, examine it, okay? Observe it. Figure out why you keep repeating this cycle and address it. All right? Now, with the Hanged Man, I always think like, okay, part of this card says you've chosen to hang upside down on this tree and look at things from a different perspective. But there's the flip side of it, which is this didn't have anything to do with your choice to be here. You're stuck here. You denied a situation, and so we're going to pull the rug out from under you and make you hang from this tree for a little bit until you see the truth. So take that as it resonates with you. If it was your self-sabotage or someone else hindering your progress. All right, let's get over to the building blocks. All right, we got 2. So 1 is avoid toxic people. Hang out with people who uplift your spirit, not bring it down. Yep. You had a toxic person in your life with this 7 of Swords. Thievery, trickery, maliciousness, taking from you in broad daylight. And if you had denial over it, you know, that's likely why you're having to look at things from a different perspective now. We also got nutrition. So your body is your temple. Try changing your eating habits. Okay, so some of you may be looking at this point of what you're eating, and maybe some of what you're putting in your body is toxic. So it's not just the people you're hanging out with, it's the food you're eating and what you're ingesting. All right, let's get over to this yin pile. What do we have to go with this? Sleep and rest. Let your body have the peace it deserves without feeling guilty. Awesome. Yes. Especially if any of you are pregnant. Now, the Empress can represent pregnancy. Doesn't have to, but if you are pregnant, you definitely need your sleep and your rest. Now, I'm also getting meditation here. These ladies on this card, the Wheel of Fortune, are doing yoga. So these might also be things that you are doing to help with your body. So again, this was a self-care reading. So we're just trying to get to the center of what it is that's causing our burdens and our stress and our rock bottom feeling of being betrayed and stabbed in the back. So we're being shown what it is that we need to do. The bottom of the deck is overcoming obstacles. Get back on your feet, gain strength from difficult situations. Yep. So back here, we had someone who's hesitant to do that. And that's okay because, you know, some of us need a little extra longer to get up and remove all those swords from our backs. And, you know, denial could be a reason why some of us are afraid to take that next step. But I feel like divine timing, divine intervention is here to say, you need to take a look at this, okay? You can't ignore it. You cannot deny it anymore. It exists. Face it, deal with it, and move on. And guess what happens when you move on? Everything turns out beautifully. As long as you avoid these toxic people, because you now know who you can trust and who you cannot trust, and you shouldn't be dealing with the people who you know you cannot trust. All right, let's get to some Moonology Oracle. And then we will wrap this up. So, let's see. We have a time for healing, Balsamic Moon. Yep, that's the sleep and rest. The putting down the burdens, removing the swords from the back. Okay, what else do we have? We have luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. I love that because that's Wheel of Fortune. It does represent luck being on your side. And again, it also means a cycle has ended. So that's what's nice about getting the Wheel of Fortune. When it's in the upright, it means you're about to turn into the next new cycle of your life. Okay, what else? The energy is gaining momentum. Okay. Step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, there's a saying about that, and it's like growth happens just outside of your comfort zone. A win-win outcome is forecast. I love it. That's a full moon in Libra. Okay, what else? Look at the bigger picture. full moon in Sagittarius. So we got Sagittarius out twice now, so that could have something to do with your sign, you know, someone else's sign that's involved. We also got Libra. All right, what else, please? Surrender to the divine. Full moon. Okay. So that's kind of your call to put those burdens down and surrender. You don't have to carry those burdens anymore, especially when they belong to other people. You know, you likely picked them up at some point because you're like, oh, I'm just helping this person out. But then they never came back for their burdens. They just left them with you. So you're like, oh, why am I still carrying all these freaking sticks? People need to come get them back. I don't want them anymore. All right, full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. Conclusions are within reach. This is a full moon eclipse. Okay, let's get one more. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. All right, so with that we have South Node and North Node. So these are about our karma, okay? Our North Node are the lessons that we learn, okay? The kind of positive outcomes of situations. The South Node is where your karma comes in and kind of retributions for things and more lessons that need to be learned, okay? They may be tough lessons, but they're lessons nonetheless. So we have enough cards here to get us through this situation, and with the understanding that we are the ones in charge of our growth and our healing. It's us. Okay? We're the ones that are going to get up after being stabbed in the back 10 times and say, I can do this. I got this. Spirit has your back. And you're doing this from a surrender state. And that even is, you know, in the Hanged Man card underneath here. This is you saying, all right, I already know that I need to change. I need to change the people that are in my life. I need to change the way I react to things. I need to change stuff up. And in order to do this, I need to figure out my situation, build the blocks on a solid foundation, get in touch with your feminine side. Okay, but also since we had a pair here, the King and Queen of Pentacles, this is us balancing our masculine and feminine sides and knowing when we need to use our feminine side and be more nurturing, and also when to use our masculine side, which is to be more assertive and to go after money, especially when pentacles are involved, okay? This could also bring you a counterpart. All right, I'm not going to dismiss that because that could have come out as well. So that is your message for today. I hope this helps somebody in their situations and it resonates with you. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And I just want to thank you all so much for being here. I do wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Make sure you're filling your own cup up before you fill someone else's. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. Thank you so much for showing up. I do truly appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.